Hi guys, welcome back to ERIE Covenant. So, I have a question. If a skeptic had asked you a few questions that don't usually get asked to witches, would you answer them? Let's see about that, because I wanted to make my own witches tag, and I had help from my fiance with the questions, who is a skeptic. So I asked him, if you could ask a witch any deep questions about themselves, what would you ask them? And in turn, we came up with 10 questions that I don't hear in a lot of tags that most witches get asked. So I thought it would be kind of cool to challenge ourselves to open up and discuss some of these questions if you feel comfortable with it. I thought it'd be a really awesome idea, and if you choose to do it, and I hope you do, then go ahead and tag me in your video so I can see it. Alright, so let's start. I'm gonna do it. First one to do it. Woo! Okay, so number 1 is biggest witchcraft success and failure. I have the most success in astral dream work, spirit work, and necromancy. Failure. I don't know if it's a failure per se, but I do blame myself as it being a failure. But I was kind of training or teaching a baby witch that I knew, and she was a good friend of mine for a while. And she was very interested in the dark arts. And I kept telling her it takes a long time of knowledge gained before you should start dabbling in the darker path, that there's a lot to learn. So I tried to discourage her away from just diving headfirst into that, but she did anyway behind my back. And she ended up losing her mind a little bit, thinking she was possessed. And she may very well could have been, you never know. But yeah, it just turned out to be not such a great situation, and I felt really bad because maybe I should have seen that in her, that maybe, I don't know. But anyway, that's what this witch tag's all about, is challenging ourselves from deep within to be open. Alright, so number 2. Something in your practice you do that you feel embarrassed or silly about. Well, for me that'd be nothing. I'm not ashamed of anything I do, and I don't feel silly in my practice. Now, maybe when I was a younger witch, yes, if I'd be sitting there trying to summon spirits and stuff and didn't really catch it yet on how to do it correctly, I'd feel kind of dumb just talking to air. But then you realize as you gain more experience, you're not just talking to air, they're listening. Okay, number 3. Least favorite things about being a witch. I would have to say judgment from other people or religions. And when I hit a block in my work, I just went through that. It really sucks, because I love practicing. But when you hit that block, you have to take a step back and you got to kind of relax and lay off a little bit. And yeah, I really hate when that happens. All right. Number 4. Is there anything you preach but do not practice? Well, I'll be honest here. I talk about karma with others, but I don't know if I really believe in karma. Yeah, I know. Don't gasp, Wiccans. Please don't gasp at me. But yeah, I believe in karma, but maybe not in the same way. We'll put it that way. So let's go to number 5. Do you ever feel scared, insecure, or unsure during spell work? I used to as a baby witch. Definitely. All the time for a long time when I first started practicing. But now experienced, I learned that, emotion is a big part of your spells and your practice. And if you feel scared, insecure, or unsure when you're doing spell work, the spell's not going to work. It's just not. You're supposed to put all your emotion and intensity into your spell. And if it doesn't work, then it could those types of emotions could manipulate it a bit, and it could turn out to be something you did not desire or intend to get out of it, if that makes sense. All right, number 6. What do you do to reconnect when you are feeling out of touch with your practice? Well, that just happened, as I discussed earlier. And I take a break, meditate on it, do a little chakra work, grounding work, and I consult with Hecate. She's the torchbearer. She leads the way when we ask her to in our path. So, I consult with her through a lot of my problems. All right, 7. Craziest witchcraft related thing that has happened to you. I've had quite a few crazy experiences, but I would have to say one of the realest and most shocking for me. And my fiance was there. I did a ritual to invoke Hecate. I actually have that video on here, but I didn't catch this on it, and I wished I did, but I did get it in a picture, and I think it's in the thumbnail. But I invoked Hecate, and it was a very powerful ritual, very powerful. I felt that surge spread through me like wildfire. It was amazing. But after the ritual, I packed up my tools, closed the circle. When, I was on my way out of the field, it was a big field by some woods I used to go to. And on my way out, my fiance goes, hey, look. And I look behind me, and the fog, like the mist that'll rest there at night, was all turning purple. And you could just kind of see and feel like I really believe that it was her or a sign or something spiritual from my ritual. And my ritual ended up having a lot of benefits for me. So I would have to say that would be one of the craziest, biggest things that happened to me during any type of witchcraft work. One of them. All right. Number 8. Have you ever performed a ritual or spell in the company of someone who is not a witch? Yes, my fiance. He's a skeptic, which is why I'm kind of created this out of fun. But he's also a witness in my rituals and stuff, and he was there that night and there through a few other rituals, helping me out with the phone and stuff to record. And some things that he's seen, though, he did say, and he's atheist, but he did say, if I was to believe in any type of, spirituality, it would probably be witchcraft or your guys' path. He's still in a little bit of denial, but I'll get him there. Maybe one day. I wouldn't push it on anyone, but who knows. All right. Number 9. Do you believe in predestination or fate? Yes, but to a point. We create our fate through consciousness. I do believe we choose our destination or fate, or have you will, before we reincarnate. But I also believe that we have the power, if we don't like how it's going, if we don't like how life's going, we have the power to manipulate that. We can change our fate. That's what being a witch or a magician is. So, yeah. All right, number 10. Biggest witchy pet peeve. No one can touch my stuff or my altar at all. Okay? Not at all. Or go into my sacred space, because I can't handle that. I just can't. I will freak out. So that is the tag. Some of those questions were a little difficult for me to answer. I'm not very open too much. But I want to try to be more open, for myself and you guys, and for the skeptics out there. Let's prove them wrong, guys. But yeah, some of these questions, I guess, maybe I have heard before, but they're good questions because they kind of had me like, really? But that was fun. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you do this with love and light from ERIE Covenant.